Let me move to immigration. Again, an important issue that touches on our community. And so I would ask each of you what your basic position would be in terms of pushing for any immigration reform if elected, and would you explore, and this is tied both to immigration and to voting rights, would you explore the possibility of a national ID? And if so, if you don't, do you not think that there should be a national ID card? I'll start with you, Mr. Powell.
Immigration is something that, as some of you students of history know, was an open door process in this country through the 1920s. The great, romantic stories about Ellis Island and immigrants coming from Europe and how they built blah, 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 and this and that and the other. It's wonderful. Yeah, it was wonderful. But it's obvious that as the faces and the color of the immigrants changed, so did the rules. Rules began to change when these became immigrants from Jamaica, immigrants from Africa, immigrants from Dominican Republic, immigrants from so many other places. And so it's important that we have a true immigration reform with a path to citizenship. There's no way we can deport 12 million people, neither should we try. All right, it's not the humane or the right thing to do. We're never going to build a wall, that's ridiculous. So the fact is that we have to have an immigration policy that creates a path to citizenship and a path to legalization, first of all, so that they can come out of the shadows. I'm proud to say, when I was a student at Fordham Law School in the late 1980s, I participated in the immigration amnesty then pro bono. We helped many immigrants then to become legal.
All right, Ms. Gallagher.
I'm the grandson of immigrants to this country from Ireland and Italy, although my Irish grandmother landed on the West Side docks when she arrived in 1929, not Ellis Island. I, of course, believe that immigration reform is essential to domestic policy in the United States, and that Congress has to act, and it has to be some sort of complete reform of the system. The idea that we're going to deport all these people is ridiculous. Donald Trump repeated it again the other day, and if you heard the joke about the wall, which is if he builds a 50-foot wall, you know what it's going to do? It's going to grow the market for 55-foot ladders, because there's just no way that we're going to, I mean, is the wall trying to keep us in, or is it trying to keep people out? It's the stupidest idea there is. And so our resources need to be, I mean, the people that are here illegally pay taxes. They do. They buy stuff every day and pay sales taxes. They live lives here. So we need to resolve this in a rational, concerned, responsible way, and Congress is entirely capable of it, especially if the Democrats get in charge.
All right, Ambassador Cook.
Well, you're the grandson. I'm the great-granddaughter of forced immigration, so we understand what a pathway to citizenship is all about. We give a shout out today to for the $20 bill. Harriet Tubman going to be on the $20 bill. And the story behind that is that she wanted to buy her parents back for $20, and the abolitionists would not give it to her, so we shout out. But I certainly believe that there should be a pathway to citizenship. As a pastor, a faith leader, I heard stories all the time of people having to hide relatives, always afraid to go out because of being deported, and certainly my heart cries out. We've only had our campaign office, 228 West 135th Street, for a month now, and people come in that office almost every day talking about immigration. And so I support immigration totally, not building walls, but how do we come together and help everyone have the right to have free citizenship in the United States of America.
All right, Mr. Williams.
Definitely I support the idea of having true and real immigration reform. And Congress has abdicated its responsibility in reference to doing its job. The only true immigration reform we can have is on a congressional level. And we should have done it a long time ago. And we've had people in Washington, D.C. play politics for too long, and which is mean they're not doing their job. One thing that's interesting about this congressional district is changing drastically, as I said earlier when I gave my opening comments. You look at the fact that one of the fastest growing populations in here are from Senegal, from Ghana. You look at the fact that you have Dominicans, you have Puerto Ricans, fastest growing Latino population of Mexicans, and one of the fastest growing populations in this district also are Chinese people. And so we need to do something for the people who live here in our community to make certain that on the national level we have real and true immigration reform.
All right, Assemblyman.
I spent my entire professional career, and of course as an immigrant, as an advocate for immigrants. When I served as Commissioner of Immigrant Affairs, I represented not just the 3 million immigrant New Yorkers, but also 500,000 of them were undocumented. I helped craft the policy that really created the language access for 2 million immigrant New Yorkers limited in English, which is now policy for the city of New York and also by extension the state, to give access to information and services to them. I fully support a comprehensive immigration reform leading to citizenship. I think this country was built by immigrants. Whether you came here on free will or you were forced to come, as so many have come, we all have built this country, and I think we owe them an opportunity to realize their dream.
All right, thank you. Assemblyman Wright?
Yeah, we are living in some very dangerous times now. For Donald Trump's rhetoric to gain such traction throughout this United States, we all have to be very serious, especially about this issue. And that's why I'm prime sponsor of the DREAM Act, Mr. Linares and myself, prime sponsor of the DREAM Act. And we have to find a pathway to citizenship for those folks. And most people, we're talking about immigrants that come from Africa, especially in this neighborhood. We're talking about people that come from the Dominican Republic, especially in this neighborhood. Yes, a lot of Asians and Mexicans as well. So